It's Monday. Welcome to Museum Moments. Today we're talking about the John Muir National Historic Site in Martinez, California, also known as the John Muir House, which is the house he lived in up until his death in 1914. This week I was lucky enough to visit the home of John Muir on the celebration of his 173rd birthday. John Muir was gracious enough to invite us into his home and tell us a little bit about his life and the impact he had on nature conservation in California and across the United States.
Climb the mountains, get their good tidings. They are nature's peaceful flow, India, as sunshine flows into trees. The winds will blow their freshness into the storms, their energy, while cares drop off like autumn leaves.
John Muir was born in Dunbar, Scotland in 1838, and at the age of 11 moved with his family to Wisconsin. In 1867 he walked 1,000 miles from Indiana to the Gulf Coast of Florida, where he set sail for California. Here in California he fell in love twice, first with the nature and again with the daughter of a fruit rancher. As a young man, when he first visited Yosemite Valley, it was love at first sight. But when he later returned, he was broken-hearted by the destruction he witnessed as deforestation occurred and sheep farmers allowed their herds to devastate the natural fauna. Muir could not sit by and watch his beloved California lose this beauty, so he took action. It was here, back at home, in his study, that he began to beseech the United States government, and more specifically, President Theodore Roosevelt, to protect the Yosemite Valley by declaring it a national park. He must have been convincing, because it wasn't long before Roosevelt made his way to see the gloriousness that Muir raved about for himself. The two went camping together, and upon his return to Washington, he convinced Congress, and Yosemite Valley became Yosemite National Park. In the past, the home has primarily been a period reproduction of what it most likely looked like when John Muir lived there. The curator is currently working on changing that a little bit in order to incorporate some roving exhibits into the house so that we can learn a little bit more about John Muir and his life. The current exhibit is in honor of Muir and his wife Louise's wedding anniversary, which was on April 14th. And yes, the waist of that dress is as small as it looks. In fact, the curator said it took quite a while to even find a mannequin that would fit in the gown. Overall, the trip to John Muir's home was a lovely one, where I learned about his accomplishments and his life from his house. And from him, I learned why hiking is a bad thing.
You should always saunter and never hike. Oh, hike is such a vile word, too much like work. Have you ever thought that hike and work are both four-letter words? But when you saunter, you look about to appreciate